point on employee engagement is also, it's extremely important, right? And how you also take time to talk to people, ask how someone is doing, what someone needs, or what are the challenges that they face, right? Because when we tell people to work from home, right, not everyone has a good or a possibility to do that in a good way. We have a lot of people who are out in our facilities, in our logistics operations and so on, right? And that is, of course, where by nature you can't do that from behind the screen, right? So I think that overall I would say that it has worked better than we expected, and I think that many companies will say that wow, it's actually possible to do this. But what I would caution against is to interpret the fact that you can run the company on a distance, that's the same thing, that it's a good thing to do so. Because to maintain what you do is one thing, but when you talk about how do we problem solve, how do we innovate, how do we push the boundaries, how do we get those last 20% out of the whole organization that really at the end of the day makes the difference, that is a completely different thing.
Working from home, remote work in general is going to become much more consistent with the workplaces of the future. This has big implications on businesses, not just for their own organizations, but for partners, vendors, customers, suppliers that they work with. You're going to have to find digital technologies to interact with people within your organization, but also key partners that you interact with. And I think that's going to be something that's going to be important. Another thing that's going to be critical is internal automation. Because if we aren't all going to be physically seated in one location together, our ability to actually use automation software to create that similar experience is critical. So if you think about everything from procurement to the way in which we collaborate, to taking notes and exchanging ideas, all of this needs to get digitized and automated.
I think the single most important success story is alignment, yeah, across your C-suite senior levels. Having a combined or joint vision of where you want to go to is the secret sauce for bringing opportunities together. It makes for good transactions. It makes good for corporate culture. It makes good for how integrations happen. All of that is so fundamental to what we need to do to be successful. It's all about hearts and minds. People don't wake up in the morning anymore and say, I'm going to work today because I need to get a salary, right? People go to work today to get and feel that they're part of something bigger than themselves. This joint idea that people are working towards something better or something improving or something that they can look back in their lives one day in the future and said, I was involved in something special. And if we can give that to people, we can do great things.